Hello everyone, and welcome to Dramatical Murder in the year 2025. Hello, welcome back everybody, or welcome to those who have not been here. I promised Dramatical Murder, and I'm here. It's a little funny for me to be dramatical murdering in the year 2025. So before we begin, I do want to mention a few things. So I believe I am playing the PG-16, PG-13. I don't know how they labeled it. I'm playing the Steam version of Dramatical Murder. If that is to, I say if, that is to reduce my editing time so that it doesn't take as long as before. I probably will still need to do some editing because there are some things that I'm like, I don't want to get in trouble. So we're gonna do our best. We're gonna see how the PG-13 version of Dramatical Murder is, and if there is an interest, there was some kind of interest before, I believe, for the spicy scenes. I'm gonna look into it. Maybe I'll just have a Patreon opened for like scenes I cannot post on YouTube, but that'll be a discussion for another time. Technically I can't link Patreon here, but we'll figure it out. Okay. we'll figure it out. Otherwise, yeah, let's get started. I will say it's been a very long time since I've played Dramatical Murder. I don't remember a lot of details. I just remember the very basics, some of the bigger plot points. So it won't be a complete blind playthrough, but there will be things that I did not remember because it's been so many years since I've played this. I don't know if does this one include the after stories, like the DLC? I don't think so. The after story of what happens after. Wow, that sounds so dumb. But if that's not included, I'll try to play it for the channel anyway, in some capacity. We'll figure it out. You know, the internet is powerful. We can figure it out. And let's see. Let me just do some configuring here. I'm gonna do this because the sound effects can be kind of loud. So, and I'm more focused on the voices. Let's see. Oh wow, you can just say no voices for anyone but like, what is it? Only Aoba, only noise. Okay. I think we're good. Okay. So, let's get into it. Oh, so cute. I forgot how cute all the assets for this game are. Excellent, you know? Beep boop, beep boop, beep boop. Oh, I thought I was gonna say you finally came back. I forgot about it. I was so scared. I was like, oh. But I was crazy. This line I remember. That was so sorry. I didn't realize how cheeky these games can be still. Or they were. Like that was funny. Yeah, ow.
Hi, お電話ありがとうございます。
I haven't heard that voice in so long. Okay. Oh, actually, you know what? I have to do something here. Okay. So I remember I did have some issues before where my avatar was blocking the text, so we're not going to do that this time, so that way you guys can see it. I wish I had kind of fixed that before, but it was just because I didn't really have a border that was all that pleasant, but we'll go with it, you know? Okay. Moshi moshi. Okay, sorry. Moshi moshi. Okay.
ちょっとお尋ねしたいんですけども。
What's the question?
Hi.
I'm like, so I think it's just because like I was playing slow damage for so long. I was like, I now have trust issues, and I'm just like processing like everything, and I'm like, wait, this is a different game. It's a different place. I don't have to be as suspicious here. I don't have to be so afraid of everything.
そちらのお店でオールメイト用の S2 型カスタムパーツって扱ってますか？はい、扱ってます。在庫もございますが。あ、そうですか。わかりました。ありがとうございます。ご注文でしょうか？あ、いえ、
I forgot this dialogue.
Hi?
Oh, that's interesting. Why would they? So I also like, sometimes I like to, I did this last time, you guys know, but he goes, hi, and so it's supposed to be saying like, yes, I guess yes, question mark, or like, you could even say like, hello, question mark in the context, but they chose sir, like as in, oh, sir? But I was like, huh, that's an interesting translation. Like, that interesting translation choice. Sorry.
突然こんなこと言うのもどうかと思うんですけど。Hi.
He's just a guy. Hi? Yeah, that. Yeah.
もしよかったら、今日お店が終わった後にでも会えたりしませんかね。
Oh, you gotta be kidding. I forgot. That's what, like.
あ、いや、なんていうか、ほら、声がね。
Ah, that's right. Okay. I was trying to remember, like, the little stuff because I'm really bad.
なんて思っちゃったりして。
I forgot that Aoba's thing is that like his voice is really like nice, quotation marks, and so everyone's always like, oh, your voice is so nice. I forgot about that. I remember now. It's come back to me.
いえいえ、そんなまさかとんでもない。大変恐縮です。あ、ところでお客様、一つ思い出したことがありましてよろしいですか？実はですね、先ほど S2 型カスタムパーツのお話をされてましたが、今度そのシリーズの新しいタイプを先行で入荷するんですよ。それでですね、ただいまお得意様だけに特別にご紹介するという形で予約を承っているんですが、いかがでしょう？おそらく人気商品なのですぐに売り切れてしまうと思うのですが、今予約していただければ確実にご購入いただけるかと。でももちろんこれはお得意様限定の特別なご案内ですので、ご予約いただければサービスいたしますよ。
Not like this. There always says service. Okay, well that would make sense. Extra service, because it's like I could do a service for you. Extra service. Sorry, I just like, you know, I'm a nerd. Sorry. Service this. Okay, service this. He don't even know what he's gonna do. He's just like, yeah.
かしこまりました。ありがとうございます。それでは今からお客様の個人データをお送りください。はい、ありがとうございました。確かにご予約を承りました。それでは今後とも当店をどうぞごひいきに。はい、
Absolutely. He's like, yeah. Here I go. I hang up the phone and let out a huge sigh. Even when I know what they're up to, dealing with customers who want something other than spare parts is always a pain. Your voice is so wonderful. I just have to meet you. I get that sort of thing over the phone surprisingly often. Just hearing my voice makes them want to meet me. What kind of guy says that to another guy? Oh, Aoba. In the beginning, I just shrugged it off. It really started to bother me after a while. Then one day, out of frustration, I tried using it to push product, and it worked. Ever since, I've used it to improve my sales. That phone call just now was a good example. Strangely enough, it doesn't happen in person. Some customers have actually come looking for me after a call, but I always pretend like I don't know what they're talking about. They all leave without realizing that I'm the person they spoke to over the phone. Nothing bad has actually happened, so I figured no harm, no foul.
店長はそろそろかな。
While stretching, I glance at the digital clock on the counter. This is Humdrum Junk, a shop that carries everything from basic supplies to specialized parts, all at rock-bottom prices. The dorky name was what drew me in. Just how long has it been since I started working here anyway? A while, that's for sure.
メールか。
I'm leaning on the counter, spacing out, when the coil on my arm beeps. Coil is like a mobile phone, but better. You can make calls, send texts, watch TV, pay for things, and even use it as an ID. All in one little machine. Well, we have that now, honey. It's called an iPhone / a Samsung. So well, it's a smartphone. Sorry, I take it as a smartphone.
囚われの姫?
Oh, Kojaku. You all will know I love Kojaku so much. Is this some new viral ad? Like, the adult kind? I'm sure the rest of it says something like, I'm in trouble. Only a big, strong man like you can save me. Delete. Suddenly, something slams into my side. I fall from the chair, and something heavy lands on my back. 3 voices giggle overhead. I know right away who it is.
Aoba,
It's the kids. They're so cute.
お前らな。
It's Kyo, Nao, and Mio, a trio of siblings from the neighborhood whose only purpose, it seems, is to make my life hell.
ここは遊び場じゃねえって何度も言ってるだろう。学習能力ないのかお前ら。
Aobaがエッチなメール見てる。
Ooh. Nao must have gotten a look at my coil. The other 2 climb up on my back trying to get a peek. Can't breathe.
おりろバカ。
エッチなメール、エッチなメール。Aoba変態だ。変態。
I wouldn't say that now, but maybe later.
大人の男って不潔ね。
You're right, honey. That's right. You are correct.
ちげえよ。それはヤバい物の売買をするメールなんだよ。だってこの店モグリだからな。
So this shop is sketchy.
モグリ。やっぱりダサいわこの店。
Okay, you don't have to attack me like this.
よし。変態で不潔でモグリのAobaは逮捕だな。そうね。逮捕。
お前らいい加減どけ。
わー
I jump up, shaking them off. Not gonna hold back just 'cause they're kids. If I thought scolding them would accomplish anything, I'd do it. But this bunch doesn't give a rat's what I have to say.
ねえねえ、あの棚の上にあるの何に使うのかな。きっと誰かを倒すための道具なんだぜ。
Maybe. I don't know what you're pointing at though.
男って野蛮ね。
Boys are mean. After she just said this shop sucks. As I expected, their attention has already moved on to other things.
お前らな。ゲ
The screen of my coil catches my eye. Download complete. The hell? I do recall it making a weird noise earlier. Maybe I accidentally pushed a button while I was wrestling with the bats. With bats? I hope I didn't download some weird program.
ああもう最悪じゃねえか。
Before I can investigate, the old-fashioned bell on the front door rings. It's
今日
him.
の届け先はちょっと
I've missed him.
遠かったな。
It's Mr. Haga, the owner.
ハガさん。
Haga-san! Hi hi.
遅くなりました、青葉くん。
Mr. Haga's smile vanishes as soon as he sees the kids. I guess that's a natural reaction when you consider the kind of damage they always do.
いやー、君たち。こんに
He's
ち
like,
は。
oh,
来てたんです
hi.
ね。
いいよ、あれ取ってよ。ちょっと待ってろ。ちょっと。トリッキーをったら意外と小さいのね。なんだと？
See, I told she's cold.
こらこら君たち。店の中で遊んだら危ないよ。怪我をしてしまうからね。
Mostly you might break things, please. But the brats aren't listening.
君たち。
もううるさいな。うるさいハゲ。
Baldy!
あ、
I also, Oh boy. The temperature in the room suddenly drops 10 degrees.
そこで遊んでいらっしゃる子供の皆さん。つかぬことをお聞きしますが。
Not the music.
今、何とおっしゃいました？さあ、もう一回言ってみてください。最初の言葉は？は？はあ、
激しくお腹が減ったから帰る。よし帰るぞ。帰るわよ。
The evil trio dashes from the store.
歯の続きは何なんですか一体。歯がどうしたんです？歯が。ああ、そうだ店長。そうだ聞いてくださいよ。
I scramble for the words that'll snap him out of it.
A パーツの S シリーズの注文が最近また増えてきたんですよ。パーツ？はい、いやーさすがですね。やっぱり店長の読み通りでしたね。前月より売り上げ 50% 増しですよ。そう。
Okay, he's good now. He's good now.
そうです。増量です。売り上げ倍増です。売り上げ倍増。
Yes.
それは良かったです。そんなに売れてるということでしたら、もう少しストックを厚くしておきましょうかね。
Excellent. I breathe a sigh of I breathe a sigh of relief. That was close. There's no telling what Mr. Haga might do when something gets him off. Finally calm, he straightens his glasses and gives me a tired smile.
いやー、本当に全く困った子供たちですね。
Yeah,
ですね。
that's how kids be.
やんちゃすぎるところさえなければ可愛い子たちなんですけど。
ですよね。
No matter how many times I've seen it happen, it's always startling when his personality does a 180 like that.
そうだ、青葉くん。
Mr. Haga walks to the counter and grabs a paper bag from the floor.
申し訳ないんですけど、この荷物を発送してきてもらえませんか。今日はそのまま上がって構いませんので。
It worked.
いいんですか？
ええ、実はですね、これから急にお客さんが来ることになったんです。だから今日はお店も早めに閉めようと思って。
そういうことなら了解っす。
I shoulder my bag and take the package from Mr. Haga. From the label, it looks like it's going pretty far. Fortunately, getting there is the courier's job, not mine.
それじゃ行ってきます。あと、お疲れ様でした。
Mm-hmm.
はい、お疲れ様。気をつけてね。
Will do, bestie. I head outside. According to my coil, it's 3 p.m. The back streets are full of people. There are several routes I could take to get to the courier. While considering which would be fastest, I reach into my shoulder bag and pull out a soft, furry lump. The ball of fur is still asleep. I press my palm against his forehead to wake him up.
レン、起きろ。
Oh, Ren. At the sound of his name, he promptly opens his eyes.
Aoba.
運び屋まで行きたいんだけど、一番早いルートを検索してくれ。
了解。
Ren gently touches my upper arm with his paws.
東の241通りは検問のために封鎖。バスは点検のために運休。北のターミナルを迂回した方が早い。
そっか、サンキュー。
I pat Ren on the head. He barks and wags his tail.
よっしゃ、それじゃ行きますか。
Let's go, baby. Go bed. I put on my headphones. Let's go. Oh my gosh. I'm feeling some type of way right now. I feel like I'm jumping back, like, how long has it been? Like 10 years. That's what it feels like. Guys, I miss these guys, I can't lie. They're icons. Ah, Mink. Claire. Bluesky. Ah, they. Incredible. Amazing. Okay, we're gonna continue, but before we continue, I will say, so these episodes will probably be a lot shorter than the slow damage ones, just because I can't record too long during the days that I do record. So it'll probably be also a lot more manageable for me to edit if the sections are shorter. So just wanted to give you guys that kind of heads up. And again, come back to me, but come back to me thoughts. Yeah, so I've already played Dramatical Murder, but again, there will be things I do not remember. Like earlier on, it's like there are details I won't remember. There'll probably be some big things that I've also forgotten. So please be kind to me if I don't remember certain things. And also, I'm playing Dramatical Murder again with an open attitude. So I already have mentioned that I don't really like mink, but I'm gonna look with open eyes. You know what I mean? I'm gonna try to be kind and practice mindfulness when it comes to not just mink, but when it comes to the rest of the guys. But for the most part, everyone else is fine, but it's just mink that I may have a bit of an aversion to, but we'll see. I might play his route once we get to his route, and he might be fine, but we'll just have to see how I feel, in the year 2025. So those are my disclaimers for now. We're gonna continue. Oh, hold on. Break time. As everyone in the old residential district knows, the best way to get around is on foot. Public transportation here is pretty bad. Technically, there are buses, trains, and even taxis available, but they can be cancelled or delayed without notice. Even the roads themselves might be closed without notice, so you hardly see any cars around these days. At most, you might see a taxi waiting in vain, or the occasional junker parked on the side of the road. The sidewalks, on the other hand, are always packed. Nothing's more reliable than your own two legs. I don't like that foreshadowing, by the way. The old residential district is divided into north, south, east, and west quarters. They're similar, but have some key differences. Not the RAT. I didn't notice that was there. I don't remember that being there. Maybe it's because I just wasn't looking for it back then. For example, both my home and humdrum junk, that's gonna tongue twister me, are located in the east quarter. It's pretty safe compared to the other quarters, and it's easy to get your hands on whatever you need. The north quarters become something of a ghost town. Ever since it was designated off limits, it's definitely not the safest place to go. Not the fight arena, sorry. Deathmatch area. Sorry. The west quarter is primarily residential, like the east quarter, but doesn't have as many stores. The south quarter is an entertainment and shopping district, so it's always full of youngsters hanging out. And if you go farther north, up past the north quarter, there's Platinum Jail, where the rich and famous do their business. I remember Platinum Jail. Platinum Jail is a members-only resort that the Toei Corporation, one of Japan's top 5 companies, built when they bought Midorojima. If the rumors are true, that place is the definition of luxury. Centered around the giant oval tower, it's full of casinos, movie theaters, shopping malls, hotels, everything you can imagine. Membership is by invitation only, but even then, the membership fee alone costs more than this whole island is worth. Or so I've heard. Obviously, no one from the old residential district will ever get into Platinum Jail. So I guess you could call this town a slum. Nobody cares what happens here. The police are all talk. They're in bed with the Yakuza, and aren't they always? Just do whatever they please. It's not like we can do anything about it. Even if we're unhappy, we just have to suck it up and deal with it. Despite all that, as the saying goes, there really is no place like home. This town isn't so bad once you get used to it. While it may not be as extravagant as Platinum Jail, We have our own way of life, our own kinds of fun. Can't really ask for much more than that.
Aoba. Aoba.
Yes. Yes. Ren pokes his head out of the bag and taps my arm with his paw.
どうした？
考えすぎだ。思考回路がショートするぞ。
マジか？つか、どんだけ貧弱な思考回路なんだよ。
I was gonna say, I was like, did he? I
比
forgot.
較対象をごく一般的な成人男性として、その思考回路の強度を仮に100とすると、青葉の思考回路の強度は。
いい、そういうのはいいから。その説明で余計にショートする。
そうか。
I chuckle and pat his head. Ren is a dog-type all-mate. All-mates are artificially intelligent life forms generally used to augment network devices like coils. They can search the internet and virtual space for information, place orders for you in online stores, or manage your social media accounts. They're persicoms like in Chobits. Sorry, that's what I think I said that like years ago too, that I was like, they're persicoms, but they can come in animal form too. Some models can also help around the house, while others can act as partners in an online game called Rhyme. There are many different types of all-mate. Animal models are abundant, so many people keep them as pets. I've had Ren for a long time. I'm not exaggerating when I say he's my best friend. Even with all the improvements and new models coming out, I'll never abandon Ren. Not even if hell freezes over.
青葉、近道をするなら次の道を右だ。
あっぶね。通り過ぎるとこだった。
Oh boy. Is he on a bike? I don't remember. I follow Ren's directions down an alley off Aoyagi Street. Aoyagi Street runs through the center of the old residential district, dividing the district into quarters. It's lined with shops selling discount appliances, while the back streets are littered with niche hobby shops. As I make my way down the alley, a group of guys leaning against a filthy wall catches my eye. They have a certain look, like the kind of guys who'd be passing around a silver drug sheet. It really makes you wonder what's wrong with kids these days. Okay, Aoba. Once upon a time, though, I was just like them. Not that I'm old or anything. Anyway, I'm finished with that stuff. Totally. As I walk past, I catch a bit of their conversation.
でさ、本当にあったらしいんだよ。こういきなり頭の中を乗っ取られるっつうの。
Not the brain jacking.
なんだそりゃ、強制ライム参加かよ。
そうそう、まさしくそれだよ。道端でいきなりライム仕掛けられて、しかも相手がすっげえ強いんだって。
Spicy.
でもそれって臼井がいない状態ってことだろ。なのにライムとかできんの？
それができるらしいんだよな。よくわかんねえけど。
I don't know how it works.
つか、準備も何もしてねえのに戦うとか無理じゃね？拒否れねえの？
Fool.
問答無用らしい。とにかく強制的に引っ張られてボコられるってんで、まさしく辻切りだよ。
I don't like that word. Ganking.
やべえなそれ。
They're talking about Rhyme, the online fighting game that's all the rage these days. Sword Art Online. Sorry. By connecting their minds to the net, players can experience virtual combat that feels just like the real thing. The thing is, there's no schedule or anything that tells you when or where a battle's gonna happen. Wherever Usui, the game's judge, appears, that's the battlefield. Rhyme started off as an indie game. Back then, the rules were more lax and Usui wasn't around either. It steadily gained popularity, and eventually, Toei became a major sponsor. The system was improved, and Usui was added, along with an official set of rules, making Rhyme what it is today. But I don't play Rhyme, so it isn't really my business. I head through the alley and come out once more on Aoyagi Street. At the end of the street, I see the sign for Courier's shop. Just as I start toward it, I notice a crowd in the middle of the road. I think I know who this is. I think I remember. It looks like a fight. A bunch of people with nothing better to do have gathered to watch. I keep walking, trying to avoid the whole mess, but the crowd stirs, followed by a high-pitched scream. I peer through the gaps in the crowd. A large man is sprawled out on the ground, another is standing over him. The second man has his back to me, but I recognize him immediately. A bright red kimono, yeah, that's him, and a big sword. There's no one else it could be.
図体の割に大し
That's
た
my
ことねえ
man's. That's my
な。
man's right there.
せっかく彼女の前だってのに台無しじゃねえか。
こうちゃくさんかっこいい素敵
Starry-eyed girls flock to the victor, trampling the man on the ground in the process. Here we go again.
本当にすみませんでした
It's okay. One woman, who's keeping a bit of distance, approaches with an apologetic bow.
私もコウジャクさんに髪を結ってもらいたいって
I forgot he's a hairdresser.
それで生意気なのよ
Oh, they about to fight.
部をわきまえなさ
I
い
forgot they about to fight. They about to fight. She must be the girlfriend of the man sprawled on the street. I'm guessing the commotion started when they tried to cut in line at Kojaku's shop. Calming his angry fans with a gesture, Kojaku gives the girlfriend a smile.
お嬢さん、そう思ってくれるのは神結冥利に尽きるぜ。けどな、みんな俺の大事なお客さんなんだ。順番はちゃんと守ってもらわねえとな。
はい
彼氏もちっと強引だったが、あんたを思ってのことだ。あんまり責めてやるなよ。また日改めて来てくれ。そん時は歓迎するからよ。
Alright. The woman's eyes sparkle, her cheeks turning bright red. There goes another one. Kojaku's other fans are not
ちょっ
amused.
といつまでそこにいんのよどいてよコウジャクさん汗かいたでしょこれさっき買ったばかりのハンカチ
I just bought this silk
もしよかったら
fabric. It's very expensive, but you can have it, Kojaku.
いや、そりゃ悪いだろう。気に入って買ったんだろう。自分で使いな。
いいですコウジャクさんに使っていただけるならきっとこのハンカチも本望です
本望ね。そこまで言われて断ったんじゃ男がスタルってもんだ。そんじゃありがたく使わせてもらうぜ。
Kojaku takes the woman's hands, pulling her towards him with a smile.
ありがとな。
There it is, this infamous lady killer smile. Well, that's what I call it at least. Calm down, girl. We are in public, we are outside. The woman with the handkerchief slumps to her knees, attracting jealous glares from the others. Every woman here seems out for blood.
さっさと行くか。
This isn't the first time I've seen this shtick. Disgusted, I start to move away from the crowd.
Aoba.
Oh, he saw me. Oh, you saw me, Kojaku. Oh, I can feel all those eyes focusing on me. Look at her. I forgot. She's having the time of her life. I'll pretend I didn't hear him. I turn around and start walking at a brisk pace.
おい、待てって。
But Kojaku runs after me and grabs my arm. Here we go again.
コウジャク。青葉。やっぱり青葉じゃねえか。
ああ、
なんだよ、水くせえな。いたんなら声かけろって。
He's like, you're embarrassing me.
ああ、まあ仕事中に通りかかっただけだし。
仕事中？配達か。
I just imagine. So I know this. He's like, technically he's like out of the crowd, but because it's this scene, it's like he's like, Aoba. Oh my gosh, it's you! But there's like a bunch of people surrounding him, so it's just always funny because you're looking at this image as you're having this conversation. Kojaku smiles indulgently, which of course makes the women around him swoon again. It smells like a weapon. He's been using it for ages, but women still fall for it. I really don't feel like talking here. There are too many people around, and the women's eyes are scaring me.
つか、お前も仕事中だろ？なんか騒ぎになってたけど。
ああ、こいつが列を無視しようとしたからよ。ちょいと軽くな。
お前、いい加減にしとかないと、そのうち刺されるぞ。
刺される？誰に？
見りゃわかるでしょうが。
I sweep my gaze over the women glaring at me. It was clear that they weren't about to let anyone, man or woman, get close to Kojaku. Scary.
まあ大丈夫だろう。つか、俺がそう簡単に刺されるように見えるか？
Kojaku punctuates with this. Oh, sorry. Kojaku punctuates this with a smirk. Seriously? Well, I guess I can't argue with him there. Kojaku's pretty much always been aware of how handsome and popular he is. He's not the type to brag about it, but he has a casual confidence about him and he knows his way around a fight. He's a wandering hairdresser. All he does is cut and style women's hair, but apparently he's developed quite a reputation for it. He sets up shop wherever and whenever, sorry, I wanted to sing the Shakira song. He sets up shop wherever and whenever he feels like it. He doesn't advertise or take reservations, but he always has a line around the block. They all say that when Kojaku touches your hair, it feels like you've died and gone to heaven. I just don't get it. If you told me a guy like this existed, I wouldn't believe you for a second if I didn't already know him.
とにかく、女遊びはほどほどにしとけよ。影で泣いてる女がどんだけいるんだか。
んなこと言ってもな。しょうがねえだろう。
Not
スウェ
the
ゼン食
bro.
わぬは男の恥だし、女はこの世の宝だし。
Oh please. Oh please, Kojaku.
女は綺麗で可愛い。だからみんなに優しくしてやりたいんだよ。
Oh please.
大好き
Girl.
まあ、それはそれでいいんじゃないですかね。じゃ、俺もう行くわ。
Okay.
お、
コウタクさん、早く。ちょっと、次は私が言ってもらう番なんだから。
Maybe need to calm down. As soon as I end the conversation, the women swarm Kojaku. He shoots me a look from the center of the crowd.
ああそうだ。また近々お前んとこ行くから、タエさんによろしく。
Alright.
Hey, hey.
I shrug and walk off. Still, the guy never gets enough, huh? I mean, he must like it. But I know I would hate to be the center of all that attention. I guess he's a special breed. I head for the courier, leaving the crowd behind. That's my man's. A mess. Delivery works. There it is. Step through the automatic doors.
いらっしゃいませ。あら、青葉ちゃん、毎度。
お疲れ様です。
I bowed to Miss Yoshi and set the paper bag on the counter. A small dog with long shiny fur sits proudly on the counter, watching me intently. That's Clara, Miss Yoshi's all-mate.
これ、お願いします。
はいはい、預かるわよ。
Miss Yoshi checks the address with practiced hands, then pushes a nearby button. A box next to the counter opens. She tosses the bag inside. This outfit specializes in delivering packages within the old residential district, a welcome service in a town where transportation isn't readily available. In any case, my work here is done.
それじゃ、失礼します。
青葉ちゃん、この後お店へ戻るの？
いや、今日は帰ります。店長が店早く閉めるから、これ終わったら帰っていいって。
あら、そうなの。いいわね。だって今夜は なんならの最終回じゃない？
AWTR.
リアルタイムで見られるじゃないの。
ダン何ですか？
Yeah, was that?
やったの。この間教えてあげたばっかりじゃない。
Is it a drama?
あ、そうでしたっけ？何でしたっけ？
ドラマよ。ドラ
Is it
マ。
soap? Okay, soap opera. Oh, wants to remember.
さよならよ。今日でついにどちらをパートナーに選ぶか決まるのよ。私は断然カイザー松岡がいいと思うの。
It's not the easy smile.
ビリのすっけがたまらないのよね。
Oh, she's a book talk girly.
はあ。
Miss Yoshi twirls her hair around her finger with a dreamy girlish look in her eyes. I mean, she's not a bad person or anything.
じゃあ俺そろそろ。
そういえばね、アバちゃん、聞いた？ほら、あの話よ、あの話。
What are
も
you,
しかしたら知って
what are you
るかも
talking
しれ
about?
ないんだけど。
What are you talking about, ma'am? Miss Yoshi beckons me closer, a serious look on her face. She's really not a bad person. Swallowing a resigned sigh, I lean closer. There are no other people in the shop, but for some reason, she speaks in a whisper.
ほら、北の氷河谷あるじゃない？
Oh, she's being racist. That's why she's
噂
whispering.
のないところだけど、最近特に物騒な噂を聞くのよ。
は
あの辺にね、超極悪非道な死刑囚がリーダーをやってるチー
Oh
ム
my
がい
gosh,
るら
not
しい
Death
のよ。
Row.
あ。ああ、スクラッチでしたっけ？なんかやばい連中が最近よく出没するみたいですね。
Mm.
そうそう、刑務所の囚人たちで作られたチームらしいじゃない？確かちょっと前にもあの辺で誰か誘拐されたとか、建物が壊されたとか、そんな話があったでしょ？怖いわよね。夜道なんておっちおっち一人で歩けないわよ。警察なんて全然頼りにならないしね。それどころか警察だって私たちに何するかわからないし。ほんと生きにくい世の中よね。
She's not wrong about that. The old residential district police are no better than gangsters themselves. Rub an officer the wrong way, and you can get beaten or even arrested.
ああ、やだやだ。私も早く帰りたいわ。ねえ、もし帰りに襲われちゃったりしたらどうしよう。
Okay.
え、
Miss Yoshi shoots me a meaningful look.
大丈夫じゃないですか
I think
ね。
you're gonna be okay. I think you're gonna be fine.
なに？青葉ちゃんひどい。私の一体何が大丈夫だって言うのよ。
Okay. Oh no.
ああ、じゃあ俺はこの辺でお疲れした。
ちょっと
Oh. Oh. Another voice stops me before I can leave.
え？
あの青いのはどうしたのかしら。
I forgot. Okay. I didn't forget. Sorry. I meant to say I remembered correctly because I remembered that I think it was either she was into Ren or Miss Yoshi was into getting Ren and her all mate together.
あら、クララちゃん、レンちゃんに会いたいの？そうよね。クララちゃんとレンちゃん仲良しだものね。
Ren's like, no. No. Taking Clara into her arms, Miss Yoshi shoots me an expectant look.
ああ、今日はあいにくい家に。
I didn't bring him.
そのカバンに入っているんでしょ。私に挨拶もしないで帰るつもり？
She's like, I know. I know when I hear my man's. No way out. Sorry, Ren. You'll just have to grin and bear it. I take Ren out of my bag and gently pat his head to wake him up.
青葉、どうした？
レン、クララちゃんにご挨拶。
He's like, no. Ren's ears and tail drop. Clara stares down at him from her place in Miss Yoshi's arms.
どうしたの？まだ眠っているのかしら？
Yeah, I'm still sleeping.
ごきげんよう、クララ。
ごきげんよう、レン。
Clara wags her tail happily. Miss Yoshi smiles too.
クララちゃんとレンちゃんは仲良しね。
それじゃあ挨拶も終わったし、今度こそこの辺で。
待って、ちょっと待って、おばちゃん。
え？
もう一つだけ。ちょっと待ってね。悪いわね、帰るところ。
It's always one more thing. It's night by the time Miss Yoshi lets me go.
ねえ、お疲れ。
避けて通れないのであれば仕方ない。
Ren is curled up in my bag, exhausted from his ordeal. Despite the attitude, Clara seems rather fond of Ren. She asks about him whenever I see her. While users can adjust their all-mates' personalities to some degree, they are largely shaped by their environment. As a result, you can never tell when two all-mates will connect. Ren doesn't seem to like Clara very much, but unfortunately for him, I find the whole situation kind of funny.
青葉こそ大丈夫か？
なんとか。
After she stopped me the last time, Miss Yoshi made me eat this whipped cream slathered monstrosity she'd made in cooking class. My stomach is killing me.
さあ、帰るか。
Feeling like a couple of soldiers who narrowly escaped death on the battlefield, we started towards home. Night is in full swing on Aoyagi Street, the darkness washed away by lights and brilliant neon signs. There are no zoning laws in the old residential district. Even in the middle of the day, the crooked skyline ensures that some parts of the city never see the sun. But when night falls, things really change. That's when the Ribsties come out of the woodwork. The Ribsties are young men who form gangs, or teams, to brawl with each other over turf. This game, if you can even call it that, is also known as Rib. Rib was popular before Rhyme, so the Rib games look down on their digitized Rhymer cousins. They think they're just a bunch of nerds trying to act cool. I mean, is that so far from the truth? Sorry. Still, more and more Ribsties are making the jump to Rhyme, and that means everyone's looking for a fight. Suddenly, someone grabs my arm from behind.
おお、これブレインナッツのジャケットじゃん。
Uh-oh. It's a man with dyed red hair. He looks younger than me.
なあ、このデザインって今プレミアついて
Don't
る
be
やつじゃ
you
ね
trying to jump me right now? I don't think so. A grinning green-haired man approaches next. Red and green. Is it Christmas or something? Not the foreshadowing, sorry.
やっべえ、俺これすげえ欲しいんすけど。なあ、お兄さん。
Listen, the red-haired one gives me a phony smile.
駅前の店で売ってるよ。
I try to jerk my arm away, but the redhead glares and grips me tighter.
ちょっと待てって。
お前なんだよその態度。
俺は今ここでこれが欲しいって言ってんだよ。聞こえた？
つかさ、俺らバグボムなんだけどさ。
Bug Bomb? You're threatening me with a gang name like Bug Bomb? I don't think so. The green-haired guy flashes the tattoo on his wrist. A winking woman with enormous breasts straddling a big pink box. Yeah, with a name like that, I am not threatened by you, homie. Wow, I'd kill the guy who put that on my skin. In any case, I haven't heard of Bug Bomb. Obviously, these two are small time, looking for fights to build their cred. Yeah, I was gonna say.
ああ？おい。
出せっつったんだよ。
あ？おめえどこのチームよ？
I'm not in a gang, fool.
入
Like,
ってねえし。
はあ？まさかのノーマーク？
マジか？
Red and green look at each other, grinning like idiots.
ありえねえ。
Rib gangs always have a tag, a piece of art members' tattoo on their body. If you don't have a tat, it means you're not in a gang, and that makes you an easy target.
ノーマークってことはやっちゃっていいんだ。
Oh my gosh.
余裕っしょ。お兄さんさ、ちょっと一緒にあっち行
Oh
こう
my
よ。
gosh. They keep calling him Onisan, and I'm just like, sir.
その辺にしとけよ。
ああ
Red. Red looks over my shoulder, glaring at the man who's appeared behind
こい
me.
つに絡むと顎砕かれるぞ。
はあ
Bluesky!
お前誰
Green, meanwhile, has turned white as a sheet.
おい、やばいよ。
何がだよ。
こいつ、ドライジュースのヘッドの水木だ。
I forgot the names of these gangs.
はドライジュース
こいつの必殺技知ってるか？狐のかかと落としっつーの。一発食らうと顎砕かれるぜ。
ドライジュースなら最初からそう言えよ。
Because he's not with dry juice, fool.
行こうぜ。
The man behind me laughs as the two punks run off with their tails between their legs.
だっせーな、おい。逃げるくらいなら最初から喧嘩売るなっつーの。
I turn around, knowing exactly who I'll see.
よ。
久しぶりだな、青葉。
Mizuki! It's Mizuki, leader of Dry Juice, the largest of the rib gangs. He has tan skin, black hair, and green eyes. The symbol of his gang, a teardrop, is tattooed beneath one eye. Sorry, I forgot. There's some stuff that I realize now that they had that kind of makes me laugh a little, because like the teardrop tattoo in American culture, I guess, in American culture, at least in American jail culture, gang culture, I should say, it usually means you killed somebody, but he just has like this giant teardrop tattoo, and I'm like, okay. You know, I want to say I feel like it was done on purpose. Sometimes aesthetically, design wise, things are done with that in mind, and sometimes it's just put there and I'm like, did no one look it up? It happens a lot. And so since Dramatical Murder is from like a different time, I just, some of these things I'm like laughing extra hard at. Sorry. So Mizuki's tattoos are just make me laugh a little, so excuse me.
狐のかかと落としってなんだよ。
お前の足技の話だよ。名前はさっき適当につけたけど、でも顎砕いたことあるのは間違ってないだろ。
何年前の話だよ。
俺は今でもよく覚えてるけどな。つか、お前がこの時間にこの辺にいるって珍しいな。
はあ、まあな。
ようやく来る気になったが、ドライジュースに。
Girl, please. He grins welcomingly. Oh my gosh. But I just shrug.
まさか。そういうの嫌だっつってるだろ。
チームも入ってみりゃ意外といいもんだぜ。
I forgot what they even do in these games. Like, they just fight through the digital video game, right? Like, I used to run with Mizuki back in the day. We got into all sorts of trouble. Though he's usually pretty laid back, he's also a guy you can depend on. Who knows when it's time to get serious? Rib fighters all think they're hot, so it's pretty impressive that he's managed to unite so many to form the largest rib gang. Still, I have no intention of joining.
とにかくめんどいの嫌なの俺は。
知ってるよ。でも最近はうちも結構微妙なんだよな。
微妙？そうか。お前んとこ相変わらず最強だろ。
あれだよ、ライムのせいだ。
ライ？
Mizuki's expression darkens.
うちのメンバーもちょろちょろ流れてんだよ。ライムなんて頭脳戦っていや聞こえいいけど、所詮はただの妄想ゲームだろ。
Okay, sorry, I'm like I'm reading what he's saying, and I'm like, what are you trying to say?
まったくどこがいいんだかわけわかんねえよ。妄想で縄張り守れるかっつうの。
Okay. Okay, I think I'm getting it. I was just like, what is he just trying to say like, oh, you're just playing make-believe, so how do you protect your turf by playing make-believe? Yeah.
まあ確かにな。
I honestly can't blame Mizuki for feeling the way he does about Rhyme. I mean, you could make the same argument about Rib. There's just a bunch of kids playing capture the flag. But I know Mizuki really cares about his team. That's probably why he can't just let trend hoppers slide.
それから神隠しだ。
神隠し？
聞いたことあるだろう。昔リブのチームが丸ごと全員行方不明になったって話。
あるけど、でもあれって都市伝説みたいなもんだろ。
Not a decade
しかも
old
10
and
年
y'all
く
ain't
らい前
doing
の噂
nothing.
だ
What?
し。
Girl!
どういう理由かはわかんねえんだが、最近ぱったり見かけなくなったチームがいるんだよ。
Oh, goodness.
ヘマでもしてヤクザに締められたとかじゃねえの？
それが消えたチームのメンバーが数日経ってからフラッと帰ってくるってのが起きてな。でもそいつ何も覚えてなかったらしい。自分のことも忘れてて、まるで脳が壊れちまってるような感じだったらしいぜ。
Foreshadowing.
でも神隠しって確か犯人はあのモルヒネだってオチじゃなかったか？モルヒネ自体が都市伝説みたいなもんだし。
ま、そうなんだけどな。
Morphine was a legendary rib gang that dominated the scene a decade ago. Their tag was a heart and a cross, all in black. The gang was cloaked in mystery. All anyone really knew was that they were invincible. Naturally, rumors gathered like flies. One popular rumor said they were behind the disappearances.
犯人がモルヒネじゃないとなると、もしかしたらライムやってる奴らの仕業じゃねえかとか考えたりもしたんだけどな。
そりゃちょっと話がぶっ飛びすぎだろ。
本気で言ってるわけじゃないぜ。ただ最近奴ら調子に乗ってきてるからな。
だからって神隠しまでやってしかも人の頭をおかしくするとかどんなことできんのか？そこまでやれるんなら何かしらの騒ぎになってるだろ。
いや分かってるって。だから俺も本気で言ってるわけじゃない。
Just then, we hear cheering nearby, followed by the thunder of footsteps as people race to the scene. Mizuki scowls.
ライムか。ああ、なんか気分悪いな。そろそろ行くわ。また今度店に顔出せよ。
Alright.
じゃな。
Mizuki waves, then stalks away, pushing through the gathering crowd. Once Mizuki is gone, I turn towards the center of the commotion. While Rhyme isn't exactly my boat, I don't have anything against it either. I was actually pretty curious the first time Mizuki brought it up.
どうした？
なんでもねえよ。行くか。
I pat Ren's head and start to make my way out of the alley. But then, a white light swallows the world. Before I can figure out what's going on, a ball of light appears in front of me. It gradually assumes a human form and reaches toward me with one hand. Its fingertips stroke my cheek, or at least, I think they do. The next thing I know, I'm at the center of the crowd. Uh-oh. Bodies press in from all sides. I'm trapped. Oh, here we go. A circle of light is floating above the ground, and inside it... a woman with 8 arms appears, swaying slowly before coming to a stop.
さあ、お待たせしました皆さん。これよりライブを開始します。本日の第1戦目はライブネームプレイヤー vs ルート44の対戦だ。
Fascinating. So this is Rhyme. I've never seen it up close before.
プレイヤーはこれまで5回参戦、3連勝中。一方、ルート44は初参加。
The 8-armed woman is Usui, who presides over all rhyme battles. I say woman, but for some reason, it has a deep, manly voice. Hey, that's sexist, first of all, but... Usui's hands flicker, the light grows brighter, and a huge virtual screen appears overhead. The fighters are all already in the ring, preparing their all-mates.
果たしてニューカマーが連勝記録を止めるのか、それとも
Who named himself Player? You know what I mean? Like, couldn't you pick a cooler name?
さあ、プレイヤーの方は準備が完了したようだ。ルート44の方ももうそろそろ OK か。両者とも準備完了。それじゃあ早速始めようか。ゲームスタート。
Woo! Usui lifts its hands with a gentle grace, its elegant movements a sharp contrast to its booming voice. The monitor switches to a view of the field. The audience hoots and cheers. Here we go. Suddenly, a sharp pain shoots through my head. What the hell? Is the noise getting to me? Touching my forehead, I glare at the crowd.
Aoba, 大丈夫か？
ああ、大丈夫。でも、そろそろ行くか。
そうした方がいい。
I finally managed to muscle my way out of the roaring throng. Leaning against a nearby wall, I sigh and catch my breath. Oh! It's these fools. I look up to find a familiar duo standing in front of me.
こんばんは。
やっほ
ー。
どうしたんですか？気分でも悪くなりました？
人酔いでもした？ Wheels and Trip!
お前ら。
Oh, he says virus? All this time I didn't know it was, he pronounced it virus. Because virus and trip, so.
なあ、まあそんなとこかな。
The Four Eyes is virus. The Big Guy is trip. I've known them for ages.
青葉、気分はどうだ？
まあまあ大丈夫。こんなところでどうしたんです？ライムなんて珍しい。いや、どうってこともねえんだけど。もしかして興味湧いちゃいました？全然そういうんじゃねえよ。
ぼんやりして巻き込まれたんじゃねえの？
Yeah.
違うって。つかお前らこそ何こんなとこでフラフラしてんだよ。俺たちはお仕事ですよ。
ライムの連中、最近はしゃぐから。
The old residential district is home to some pretty dangerous groups. These two belong to one of them. I met them ages ago, when I was still a stupid teenager. Back then, I was always pissed off about something. I'd spend my nights trolling for brawls in Wanibashi. In the end, all that adolescent posturing got me was a trip to the hospital after I picked a fight with the wrong guy. Yeah, I was kind of a loser. The only people who really know what I got up to back then are these two and Granny. I lost touch with them until we reconnected a few years ago. By then, I'd gotten a part-time job and they had joined the Yakuza. Considering that the police here are basically Yakuza too, never really bothered me.
それにしても相変わらずお前ら似たような格好してんな。双子見て。双子じゃありませんから。
I don't know what. I just want to say, like, I don't know what how this was presented. You know what I mean? I'm like, so I want to have these characters that like dress like each other and like sort of look like each other, but they're not twins, but they look like twins for some reason. Like, I wonder what like the presentation on that was. You know, like.
青葉さんはお仕事の方は順調ですか？
アイスクリーム屋さんだっけ？ペンギンのエプロンの。あれは1日でクビになったんだっけ
？1日じゃない、3日。今はジャンクショップの店員やってるよ。
なんだっけ？平等？
Not dum-dum.
平凡。
Humdrum.
もう結構長く続いてるし。
Dum-dum would be a lot easier to pronounce though.
青葉さんに平凡なんてネーミング合いませんけどね。もし暴れたくなったらいつでも声をかけてください。うち割と羽振りいいのでおすすめですよ。
You could do worse.
気持ちだけ受け取っとく。青葉さんの戦ってる姿また見たいって今でもよく思うんですけどね。
そうそう、俺たちファンだからな、青葉の。
Ah, yes. Not more fans. There's always fans.
ダメージ250。さあ、いよいよクライマックスか。
A roar goes up from the audience. Then, oop. An even louder voice cuts through the charged atmosphere. Oh, this guy! I forgot about this guy. Brandishing a megaphone, a man charges in with several police officers in tow.
うるさいのが来ちゃいましたね。
てめえらこんなとこで騒いでんじゃねえ。全員まとめて逮捕だ。
The match is over, Usui vanishes in a puff of smoke, and the fighters and spectators scatter. The guy with the megaphone is Akashima, a detective who's as crooked as they come. He's jailed or beaten dozens of people on blatantly false charges. They call him the Grim Reaper of the old residential district.
ここは退散ですね。青葉さんも早く。なあ。
バイバイ、青葉。
待てこの野郎。逃げんなこら。クソが逮捕じゃ。
Akashima looks like he's about to burst a blood vessel. I ignore him and take off running. Aoyagi Street is just ahead. I gasp. I gasp! As I round the corner, a motorcycle nearly runs me over. I stumble and fall backward. The bike pulls up a short distance away. I stare at the driver in a daze. He doesn't get off. Oh, it's Mink. But his eyes are focused on me. Something about those eyes sends a shiver down my spine. The man speeds off without saying a word.
Oi!
I want to reiterate that, like, when I first played the game, I really wanted to like Mink, because he's like the tough gangster guy, you know? But I did not like him that first playthrough, so. But we'll see again, we'll see. We'll see if my heart has changed or whatever. I jump up, but he's already gone. Son of a... He nearly ran me over and he didn't even apologize. I mean, near misses like that aren't unusual in this part of town. It still pisses me off.
Aoba, 大丈夫か?
How many times has he said that?
ああ、ギリギリセーフ。危なかったけど。
無事でよかった。
本当にな。
Friend's concern soothes my anger. I'm safe. That's what matters, right? I start back towards home. I enter my neighborhood and soon reach my house.
ただいま。
いい加減にせえよこのバカ孫
I love her. I love her. A clap of thunder greets me the moment I open the door. I know from experience that the ringing won't go away anytime soon.
るさー当たり前だようるさく聞こえるように怒鳴ってんだから
Granny is perched menacingly on the landing, fuming as she scowls at me. I've always wondered how such an old woman can make so much noise.
なんだよ、何怒ってんだよ。
そりゃあ怒るわ鍵だよ鍵
鍵？
仕事に行くときは玄関の鍵閉めてけって何度言ったらわかるんだい
ああ、そっか、ごめん。
I was almost late for work this morning, so I ran out of the house in a hurry.
ごめんじゃないよまったくなんだってこんな記憶力の悪い子に育っちまったんだろうね
She's like, ow! Gah!
しょうがないだろ。忘れてたんだよ。
どうせまた寝坊して飛び出してったんだろう本当に23にもなってどうしようもない孫
You're
だ
trying to make me
ね
cry, son.
だからごめんって言ってんだろ。人間うっかりすることぐらい誰でもあるだろうが。
お前はうっかりの世界選手権にでも出ようってのかい
ね、あ、6回
本当にお前って子は
Granny is shaking with anger. The veins on her forehead are bulging. This is serious. She's fainted after getting too worked up before.
わかった、わかった。明日から気をつける。だからもう怒鳴るなよ。
その言葉も何度目だろうねお前がそんなんじゃこっちもおちおちしねえやしないよ
Granny snorts and stomps back into the kitchen.
ほらとっとと入りな
She seems to have settled down for the moment. Relieved, I take off my shoes and head inside. We might get into shouting matches like this on a daily basis, but we actually get along pretty well, all things considered. The fact that she can still yell like that is proof that she's healthy. I think her yelling is one of the things I'm going to miss when the time comes. That was dark. I'm really grateful to her for raising me all by herself. Not that I'd ever say that to her face. Granny is in the kitchen, in the middle of serving up whatever she was sautéing in her frying pan. I wash my hands at the sink, grab 2 sets of chopsticks off the shelf, and set the table. You might be wondering where my parents are. They were never the type to stay in one place. Even when they lived here with us, they would up and vanish for months, even years at a time. It was always like that. Even when I was little, I eventually got used to it just being Granny and me. When they stopped coming back altogether, I was surprisingly okay. I guess I have Granny to thank for that. After all the trouble I caused growing up, I just want to treasure the time I have left with her. A simple life is all I need.
さていただこうかね
She lines up at the food. Somen noodles, tuna, stir-fried shiitake mushrooms and boiled greens, fried fish and miso soup. I sit down with Granny and put my hands together.
いただきます
Itadakimasu!
いただきます。わーちゃんうまい。
そうかい
Being chased by the police made me hungry, so Granny's homemade cooking really hits the spot. While stuffing my face, I feel a sharp pain shoot through my skull. Here we go again.
あいてて。
いつものかい食後に薬飲むのを忘れるんじゃないよ
うん。
I've suffered from frequent headaches ever since a youthful indiscretion landed me in the hospital. This is the second one today. No one's ever been able to figure out the cause. Ever since it started, I've been taking the medicine Granny prescribes. Did I mention Granny has a medical license? Yeah, she's kind of like the village doctor, always giving neighborhood folks checkups and meds. There's quite the reputation for being safer than other, less competent doctors who just take your money. I can vouch for that. Her pills are the only thing that have ever helped my headaches.
ごちそうさま。
After I finish eating, I take my medicine, clear the table, and head upstairs. In my room, I put Ren out of my bag to wake him from sleep mode. My head is killing me. Thinking fresh air might help, I go out onto the balcony. The cool breeze feels nice. Leaning on the handrail, I sigh and look up at the sky. The overlapping buildings obscure my view. It hasn't always been like this. This island was once a beautiful place. No gentrification. Midorojima has a remote island to the southwest of mainland Japan. The island is known for its blue seas, white sands, and lush forests. Or at least it was. That's ancient history now. Now Platinum Jail dominates the island, occupying nearly a full third of its landmass. A huge wall separates Platinum Jail from the old residential district, so no one can even see what's inside. You see big shots from the Toei Corporation, the company that built Platinum Jail, on TV all the time. Oh, you see big shots from the Toei Corporation on it. Okay. Back when I was a kid, the Toei Corporation was trying to evict people from the island so they could start development. They managed to convince most of the island's residents to leave with promises of luxurious homes and exorbitant sums of money. But there were still some people who were too stubborn to go. Like us. We weren't about to abandon our homes, no matter what juicy bait they dangled in front of us. And for a while, Toei left us alone. Toei's public stance on the issue was that they didn't want to force people out. In reality, however, they were already planning to show us the error of our ways. It began with a reduction in basic utilities, explained as maintenance that never seemed to end. The livable sphere slowly shrank until the remaining residents were forced into what is now known as the old residential district. This once beautiful island is in shambles. How could the government allow this? Some of the islanders begged the government for help, but their petitions were all rejected. Finally, 3 years ago, Toei started requiring residents of the old residential district to get permission before they could leave the island. Permission they wouldn't grant. Ever. I'm sure Toei's justification is that it's our fault for not leaving when we had the chance. A noise at my feet snaps me out of my reverie.
Aoba, 今日メールからダウンロードしたデータだが、どうする？
ダウンロード？
Ren's question startles me off the handrail. I completely forgot. Back at the store, while those kids were giving me trouble, my Koyo downloaded some kind of file.
そのデータはウイルスは入ってなかったのか？
検出されていない。
中身は？
プレイヤーがキャラクターを操ることで移動、情報収集を行い、敵キャラクターと戦って経験値を取得し、レベルを上げるタイプのゲームだ。
Random games.
ああ、RPG ね。有料なのか？
有料ではない。
Free!
へえ。ってことは悪ガキどものせいでうっかり購入したってわけじゃないのか。どっかのお試しアプリかな。
不明だ。
It is unclear.
ま、変なのじゃないならやってもいいかもな。暇つぶしに。
起動するか。
頼む。
Yes.
了解。
Please, begin. Cradling Ren in my arms, I go back inside and sit on the bed.
ずいぶんレトロな画面だな。
Not retro. I bet those kids have never seen anything like this. Even I've only seen games this old in videos. Game's logo appears after the message from the princess. Oh boy. Wait. Y'all remember that foreshadowing. Man, it's so old, it almost feels new. I press the start button. Bam, 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 bam. Bam, 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 bam. To the ocean. Hmm.
あれ？続きもんなのかこれ？定期的に配信されてくるとか？
そのようだ。
なるほどね。まさしく暇つぶしにはもってこいって感じの短さだ
Nothing
な。
happened. Nothing happened. I don't really know if it was all that entertaining, but I might play more when the next installment comes out. A yawn spills from my mouth as I close the game. I was so focused on the game, I didn't realize how tired I am.
そろそろ寝る準備でもしますかねっと。
I close the sliding glass door to the balcony and its curtain, then head to the bathroom. Yeah. Okay. So I think that's a good stopping point for today's episode. So we got through the first day, I guess, story-wise. And I was hoping to try and get to meet everyone, but I'm pretty sure it's like we don't get to meet Noise and Clear until like a little bit later because their appearances are a little interesting. I don't even remember the exact place I meet Noise, if I'm to be honest. I don't remember if it's like you first meet him when he's like trying to like have a rhyme fight with Kojaku, or we meet him at the store first. I don't exactly remember, but we'll keep that for episode 2. But yeah, so thank you guys so much for joining me on the very first episode of Dramatical Murder playthrough. We're probably gonna go through again. Next episode is probably gonna be introductions to Noise and Clear. That's probably what we're gonna cover for next episode. More background, on the bad guys, etc. But yeah, this was a lot of fun, like trying to relive a game that I haven't played in like many years. So it's always very fun to kind of revisit something and kind of see how it's aged, you know what I mean? So, but alright, thank you guys so much for joining me. Follow me on social media at afishplanet. If I am not on the social media of choice, when you look me up, I'm not there. So, but yeah, I'm on. Follow me on, what is it called? Instagram, Bluesky, what else am I on? TikTok. I'm not that active there. But yeah, mostly follow me on those places. I will put out more kind of info on those social media sites when I need to say stuff, Don't forget that I also have a podcast called Can Smooch Tho. A podcast about all things boys love and other related items. Check me out on my Ko-Fi shop. I am still kind of under construction, but it is open, so you can at least take a look at what I have up over there. Otherwise, it's tough times right now, everybody. I'll be very honest, but I'm gonna try to just keep trucking along as much as I can. So stay happy, stay healthy, stay well, and I will see you guys in the next episode. Bye bye, night night.